I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey everyone, this is Dr. Geohu, and today we're going to talk about Picard. Well, for one thing, I'm kind of sad that this is part one of the finale, and after that we won't have Picard until, well, who knows when. Actually, at this point, we don't even know when half of the entertainment industry is going to get back and running. So, with that said, all right, so the first part, I really liked it. There were a lot of elements to it that I thought um, are just making the story move a lot faster than I anticipated. I think this whole series, for me at least, seems to be kind of like a launch. Like it started in a slower way and then slowly built itself up. Lots of questions, trying to figure things out. And then suddenly, boom, okay, we have some answers. Now we're getting more answers. And with this episode, now we're definitely getting a lot more answers. Um, all right, let's start first of all with that firefight after they came into that temporal, not temporal, sorry, this isn't Doctor Who. When they came in through that wormhole, so that little firefight scene with the Romulan ship was really cool. I like firefighting scenes. That's why I love Star Wars, because there's plenty of that. So it's pretty cool to see that, and then see the Borg just come right out of the wormhole as well. Out of no, it's like suddenly it was like, okay, it's gonna save the day, but it really didn't save the day. Then of course those orchid ships, those biological ships, were really cool. That was, for me, it reminded me of an episode of let's see, I'm trying to remember which episode it was, and I probably won't remember it, but it's from the animated series, Star Trek the animated series, where they visited. It was like a ship that was completely organic, and they were wearing their these suits that were projected from their belts. I don't know. Leave in the comments what episode it is so people know. But anyways, I always remember that episode because I believe it's the very first episode of the animated series. So to have this kind of biological ship, I don't know. It makes or it validates that animated episode. I swear it's episode 1 of the animated series. But it was cool to see these like alien orchids, right, take on the ship. And of course, some of them take on the Borg cube. Not take on, but you know what I mean. It helped it land. Apparently, it's what they did. They weren't there to damage the ships or anything. So that was pretty cool. Very different from what we've seen in Star Trek. We've never seen anything quite biological. Maybe the Doomsday device from the classic series, but even that wasn't really biological. It just was like a big space funnel, antimatter funnel. So that was pretty cool. Just the conduit travel, I think that's what I was talking about, the space conduit, not wormhole. It was really cool, how they were traveling through that. Again, a lot of the effects are so different from what we are used to, which is kind of nice. And one of the best parts, I think, for me was when Picard kind of broke down away in a bit and actually said "I love you" to Raffi. Because if you watched the entire series of Next Generation, even the movies, Picard has always been a very, he's a strong figure, and he has to be, because to him, he is the captain. He's always had to be bold, non-apologetic, can't be seen as somebody weak or somebody who, he literally is the captain. And he's always sort of kind of sheltered himself from any kind of family drama, he had his family drama, but not to where the crew, the Enterprise, actually saw. So he never has actually told, Will, I love you, you're like family, or they did have that episode, but it was very emotional and there were hugs, but there was still a bit of a kind of a I don't know, there's kind of a division almost, or like a space between him and Deanna and Riker still, even though they're family. He still seems to kind of stay a bit apart or away, not letting them in emotionally. And but that moment with Raffi, where Raffi just like, I just want to give you a hug. I want to say I love you. You don't have to say it back. And I was like, he's not going to say it because he was like, okay, we're done. Good. And he started walking. And when he turned around and said, I love you, that was very tear jerking. I mean, it was kind of emotional to see him, for once, break that Picard mold and say to another person, I love you. And I was trying to figure out if he had ever said that to anyone, at least on The Next Generation or the movies. And I don't think he has. The closest I've seen him get to a love relationship was, of course, with Dr. Crusher, but I don't think he ever said, I love you, Beverly. The other one was, of course, in Star Trek Insurrection. He kind of had the hots for, I forgot her name, I think it's Najeen or something like that. But again, it was very still from a distance, like, I like you, but I'm captain, you know? So I think that to me was, you know, pretty cool. And of course, seeing Brent Spiner come back as another Sun, or Dr. Ninian Sung. I'm saying that right, of course, but I'm still trying to do some research on how that's possible, just because I was kind of, okay, so Noonien Sung had another son with some, or I don't know. I gotta watch this episode again because so many things happen so fast. And again, you know, now you have these synthetics who are trying to self-preserve, you know, and is, you know, obviously this Romulan future that they keep seeing, will it actually happen? Because it I don't know, there was a whole 360-degree turn when all of a sudden, like, even Soji, everybody was like, yeah, we have to preserve ourselves, you know. And you know, obviously this Dr. Sung also may be coming to the end of his life, so he wants to transfer his consciousness into a synthetic form. So you know, that was a twist. There is a twist there. We weren't expecting them to suddenly be like, yeah, we're going to do whatever we can to survive. But with 200 plus Romulan ships, I don't see how that's possible. So I'm predicting that next week's episode, even though we saw clips of it with the whole coming soon, I think it might just be one of those, I'm hoping, sort of big kind of epic finales. Now, we know there's something wrong with Picard. We know that it's terminal. So, yeah, I'm hoping they're not doing the whole, we're going to kill him off and then bring him back in the next season in some other form. Or I don't know. We'll have to see. Because we do know that it's been confirmed that there is going to be a second season to Picard. So we'll see. I mean, even if they do kill him off, or something happens to him in this, you know, part 2, it's sci-fi. You know, I'm sure everybody freaked out when, you know, Spock died in Star Trek Wrath of Khan. So, hey, nobody dies in sci-fi. And I always remember it was a Star Trek convention, and I remember it was Robin Curtis who always kept reminding everyone, no one really dies in sci-fi or horror. I mean, let's look at Dracula. I mean, he's been coming back for ages, and he's never going to go away. So that's all I have for this week. And again, thank you for listening. Please subscribe, leave comments, and we're going to see what else we can do now that pretty much almost the entire world is in isolation. We obviously need a lot more content out there for you guys to enjoy, so you're not stuck doing absolutely nothing. But at the same time, read a book. You know, I keep telling people, read a book. Comic books. If you have them, open them up, read them, check them out. All right, that's all I have. Bye.